Welcome back to the home garden. It's in rough shape after the harvest video a few days ago. So I'm going to walk you through how I'll be transforming these garden beds using the chop and drop method for spring, hopefully resulting in the best growing season I've had to date. Now this bed has had some of the worst pest pressure, so I figured it would be the best one to tackle in this video. The first thing I'd like to do is neaten it up a bit. That basically means I'll be pulling out the weeds and any leftover crops, like these small red onions. I managed to find quite a few radish and onions I missed previously, a little reward for weeding the bed I guess. But the benefit of what I've done here, apart from the bed looking neater, is that I've got all these weeds that haven't started seeding yet. We'll get back to that in a minute. The next thing I'll be doing is raking over the bed to flatten the surface out a bit. This will allow me to find the weeds I missed earlier. Alright, we've completed the boring cleaning process. Now we can jump into the fun chop and drop stuff. I've got a few kitchen scraps here which I'll be dumping onto one of the paths. I try to make sure there weren't any rocks under there as they could damage the spade I was using to finally chop these scraps up. The chop and drop method is basically a way of turning your bed into a small, really fast composting system. In order for it to work effectively, whatever you add needs to be nice and small. The finer it is, the faster it breaks down. The next step of this process is, well, the drop. So now you drop what you've just chopped on your bed. You want to make sure you spread it out nicely and evenly. And since the weeds haven't started seeding yet, I'll be adding them back into the bed now as well. I just hope their roots don't take and start growing again. But after that's done, we're left with a neat bed that's been evened out and had a healthy layer of green organic matter spread over it. But now if you've gotten into making your own compost, you'll know that without overcomplicating it, you need nitrogen, which is generally known as greens but can also include stuff like coffee grinds. You also need carbon, which is typically found in browns. Things like these leaves I'll be adding over the top of the greens. My thought process here is that I'm combining nitrogen with carbon to help all of the stuff in the bed break down faster. That's really important because I need to plant stuff in here 2 weeks from now. After that, I'll be tapping a rake over the top of it. I'm not trying to compress the soil, I'm just trying to allow for proper contact between everything we just added. Now is a bit of a luxury for me, but I'll actually be adding a thin layer of compost over the top as well. I'm doing this because I got it at a ridiculously special price, so therefore could afford to. But it's also important in this bed because it has some of the poorest soil and needs as much help as it can get. If you don't have compost, a good layer of leaves over the top would still work great. I'm still planning on adding a layer of leaves over the top of this bed to act as a good mulch once I've planted my seedlings. All that's left is to give it a good watering and to keep it moist. That should help the microbial life in your soil thrive and break down the stuff underneath faster. If you'd like to see what seeds I'm starting for summer, that video should be on your screen now if it's gone live.